Hello BookTube, my name is Nadine and welcome to my March Mystery Madness TBR video. So March Mystery Madness is a readathon that has been going for a few years, but I'm sad to say has completely passed me by until this year. But I'm very excited, really enjoyed having a good rummage through my bookshelves trying to fill these prompts. So it is being hosted by, I believe, 15 different booktubers. If I get a chance, I will link them down below. And there are 9 prompts to this readathon, all relating to the title of the book. So you have single, number, person, place, weather, colour, time, space, and then a bonus book, which is a book that you have chosen based solely on the title. So without further ado, I knew I would do that. Adieu. Here is my TBR. I don't know if I'm going to get to all of these, but I'm going to try my hardest to because I think it will be such fun. So the first then, for the prompt single, so a single word title, I have gone for Devour by L.A. Larkin. I've never read any books by this author before. I bought a few of them based on an article that I read where it speaks about how the author will travel to all these places that are in her books, and she'll try and do as many of the things as possible as her character does so that she can really flesh out the experiences. I thought that would be interesting. So this book follows an investigative journalist, Olivia Wolfe, and I don't know too much about it other than I think it starts off in the Antarctic with some scientists who discover something frozen in the ice, and the back is very vague about what that is, but it seems to be a bit of a jet-setting adventure. So it's Antarctica, there's parts that take place in Afghanistan, in the Nevada desert. So I'm all for a jet-setting adventure at the moment, particularly with lockdown. If I've got to travel vicariously, then so be it. Okay, and the next for the number prompt, I've gone for the 12:30 from Croydon by Freeman Wills Crofts. So if you can see that, I love these covers. This is from the British Library Crime Classics edition. And in this one, a man is found dead on the 12:30 from Croydon train. He's found dead in his seat. And then you follow the story from the mind of the killer in flashbacks leading up to the events of the death. I believe all these books were first published in the 1930s and then kind of forgotten about, and they tend to be a little bit more cosier crime stories from what I've read of them so far anyway. So that looks good. And then the next is Person. And this is one of the things that I love about readathons actually, is that it really encourages you to examine your bookshelves again, because I think when something's been on your shelf for a long time, you kind of don't see it anymore. I passed this one by 5 times looking for something that fits the Person prompt, and I feel a bit stupid now that I found it. For a mystery readathon, The Mystery of Edwin Drood. 5 times, went straight past it. So this is famously Charles Dickens' last unfinished novel. I don't know too much about it. I tend to like to go into books fairly blind, but it concerns the disappearance of Edwin Drood. I think he was due to get married and he pulled out and then disappeared. But as with all Dickens novels, there is a whole host of characters. But yeah, should be good. And then we have Place. So again, I've gone for another British Library crime classic for this, and that's the Sussex Downs Murder by John Boode. Again, lovely cover. I like these covers. Another 1930s crime classic. This one is about 2 brothers that live together on a farm in the beautiful Sussex countryside. One of the brothers goes missing, presumed dead, and the suspicion falls on the brother left behind. But reading the back, it seems like quite a twisty-turny tale, so should be fun. And then we have got Weather. Now for this one, I have chosen Snow Falling on Cedars. Let me see that properly. It's a nice cover. By David Guterson. This is, I think, a bit of a modern classic, but I've owned this book for years and never even considered picking it up. I don't know why. I can't even remember buying it, if I'm honest. But it's a murder mystery slash courtroom drama, and it concerns the death of a fisherman on a small island in the Pacific. And it's all about sort of the clash of the different heritages on the island, you know, sort of between the American and the Japanese after the events of Pearl Harbor, I believe. I don't know whereabouts it fits in time, but I think it's sort of to do with that kind of period. Like I said, I think this is a bit of a modern classic, and there's going to be lots of people out there now thinking I'm so stupid for not knowing anything more about this, but I don't. But again, I'll say it for everyone, should be fun. The next one is Colour, and for that I have chosen something from the Penguin English Library range. I've gone for The 5 Orange Pips and Other Cases by Arthur Conan Doyle, and this is a collection of short stories, case studies from Sherlock Holmes and Watson. There are, I think, 12 stories in here. Yeah, 12 stories. I did read the entire Sherlock Holmes library when I was a teenager, but aside from rereading a few of the smaller novels as part of my degree, I haven't revisited them. So I don't remember any of this, so that should be really, really interesting to go back to, see if anything comes back to me. And then I have gone for Time, Day Shift by Charlene Harris. This is a supernatural mystery. It's the second book in the Midnight Texas series. I don't know if it's called Midnight Texas, this series. I know the TV series was, but I don't really know. But anyway, it's the second book in the Midnight Texas series, and it takes place in a town called Midnight, which is a town peopled by supernatural characters, lots of paranormal events, and it's just their home. You know, it's where they can be reclusive and where the world's not looking at them. And in this book, I believe somebody decides that they're going to renovate the hotel to try and get more trade coming into the town. I'm probably somebody gets murdered. I don't know, guessing. But it says there's a deadly investigation, and then light gets turned on the town. You know, all the TV crews and lawyers and police and everybody, and it's at the worst possible time. So that should be really cool. And then I've gone for another supernatural one for space. I've gone for Full Moon by Jim Butcher. It's book 2 of the Dresden Files. Space because it has moon in the title, and the moon is in space, and it's my reading, so there we are. The Dresden Files is about Harry Dresden, who is a wizard and a paranormal investigator. And in this book, he is tasked to solve a murder where there is a mutilated corpse, some strange paw prints, and it takes place during a full moon. But is everything as it seems? That's what I guess I'm going to try and find out. And then finally, for my bonus book, I have chosen The Cat Who Ate Danish Modern by Lillian Jackson Braun. These books I love. They are about Jim Quilleran, or Quill, as he's known to his friends, and his 2 Siamese cats, Coco and Yum Yum. And in this book, he is given an assignment. He's a journalist. He's given an assignment covering the interior design beat. The house that is put on the cover is then burgled, and the owner is found dead, and it is up to Jim and Coco and Yum Yum to try and find out what goes on. I'm not going to lie, these books are not, you know, great intellectual heavyweights, but they are lovely, cosy books, and I adore them. This is a reread for me, and I've chosen this for the bonus. I know that the bonus was something that's attracted you by its title, because I've reread these books a few times over the last 20 years, and it's because my mum and we found the first book on a car boot sale, and we were attracted to it by its title. All of them start with Cat Who, And I miss my mum, to be honest. I've not seen her for a year with the pandemic, and I just really fancied rereading these books that we kind of shared together, and remembering my mum, I guess. So that will be really lovely. As I say, I'm hoping to get through all of these, but it's quite a lot of reading. I think on average to get through them, I worked out I would need to read 95 pages a day. So I'll try my best, no promises, but we'll give it a whirl and we will have a blast doing it. So that is my TBR. I'm really excited to see what everybody else is planning on reading in the month of March. That is all from me for today. Next week I will be back with a haul, and I should have plenty to show you because it's been quite a while, so I won't bore you with absolutely everything, but I will pick out some of my most recent pickups to share. So happy reading, everybody, and it's been lovely chatting with you, and I will speak to you soon. Goodbye.